Ashlyn.
And I'm Zach.
And we're traveling A to Z.
This week we're in Pine Valley in Big Sur, California.
Woo! And this is...
Oh yeah!
And that's our friend Andy. We're leaving for Big Sur so we could go backpacking this weekend.
Pine Ridge Trail is the most popular hiking trail in the Ventana wilderness. You can access the upper portion of the trail from China Camp, which is approximately 34 miles and a 90-minute drive from Monterey. China Camp is right at 4,260 feet above sea level. This hike can go all the way through to the west coast of California to the Big Sur coastline and ends at 300 feet. We're only going to go to Pine Valley, which is about 6 miles in, and turn back around the next day.
So this is where the trail starts. Here's a road. That's the type of road you get out on. And then over here is where we parked. So we are doing the Pine Ridge Trail, which is about 6 miles. We're in the Ventana wilderness and we're heading into the Big Sur area. This hike should lead us to Pine Valley Campground. And then there's a nice waterfall, supposedly, really close to the campground, so we're gonna go check it out. It's a gorgeous day. It's about 54 degrees, nice and sunny. Should be a good hike. First part of the hike is a little bit up. Already panting. So we're still at the first part of the hike. We've gone about a half a mile, it's still going up. So we made it to the top of the first little hill. It was about 0.6 miles. Now it's kind of flat and then we're gonna go down a little bit.
It's all downhill from here.
Well, no. There's another little uphill after this downhill section here. Then it's all downhill from here until we have to turn around and come back. That's where we came from. So right about 1.3 miles, we are now heading up a little bit of the trail again.
It's a lot of flowers.
So we're just in a field of lupin and poppies right now. The spring flowers are all blooming. Really cool time to come. Way in the distance there, you could kind of see the ocean. We're working on the second uphill part on the way in. We're at 2.2 miles.
2.2 miles and we haven't changed elevation at all. That's where we started, right there.
Oh, that is true. Okay, we're right about 2.5 miles in, and I think we're starting to go down now.
So I thought this trail was all downhill. It's not. It's up and downhill for the first 3 miles or so.
Well, we're heading downhill into a valley, so eventually we have to get down there. After we have kind of got to the second uphill section on the way out to Pine Valley, we are following a ridge line right now. That's kind of rolling hills up and down, not too bad so far. The downhill section should be coming up soon though. We're at 3.23 miles. So we started down the switchbacks into the valley. It was around 3.3 miles before we started to head down. And behind me, all the way down, that's where we're going, and that's Pine Valley. You probably can't see it in the camera because it's so small, but it's all the way down. So I'll show you when we get there. We came from up there and we're going down. So it's switchbacks down the face of this mountain. So it's definitely steep here. We just came from the top of that all the way down, zigzagging switchbacks. It's gonna be rough going back up. It was a little rough on the knees and the ankles and the toes, but I think it'll be good. When you get to this little section of where the trails meet, there's a nice little sitting area and it's shaded. Nice place to have a little snack. We are heading to Pine Valley, 2 more miles that way. So where the trail breaks off, heading to Pine Valley, a lot more bushes, definitely more bushes that you have to trample through. They haven't cleared the trail yet, but the rest of the trail was really good. Getting closer, I think, to Pine Valley. We're about a mile away and you're right along the creek the whole time now. This is the first campsite into Pine Valley. We're gonna keep going because it's decently far from the waterfall. You have to hike to the waterfall from the campsite anyway, so we want to avoid hiking any more than we need to go see the waterfall. I definitely recommend pants. The last 2 miles to Pine Valley are very brushy and they're mainly small shrubs, and they will definitely hit your legs and probably scrape you up if you don't have pants on. See all the ponderosa pines? Most likely why it's named Pine Valley, but maybe there's another reason, I don't know. So there's another campsite. It's definitely really pretty in here. Pretty flat. The grass is all green because it's springtime. So nice. It's just little campsites right along the trail you could stop at. Some of them have a fire ring. But right now you are allowed to have a fire as long as you get the fire permit that you have to get online. It's free. It takes like 5 minutes.
Make sure to check if you could have a fire before you go because it can change throughout the year.
There's the little creek. So this is the last campsite, and then to hike to the waterfall you keep going straight ahead and around kind of the mountain area. We're gonna go back to the only campsite that had a table, which was right around 6.1 miles, and it looked nice. It was right on the water, so I think that's the one we should go to, even though this other one is way closer to the waterfall. But it's only like, I don't know, a quarter of a mile farther. Pine Valley is beautiful. Definitely a nice little area. So we made it to our campsite. So it has a nice little table. This is the only campsite in Pine Valley that has a table, so if you see it, get it. Has a couple log seats. Nice little fire. And the river is only a few steps from our campsite, and it's called the Carmel River, and it feeds the waterfall that we're gonna go see later today. What are you doing, babe?
Setting up the tent. What are you doing? Enjoying the hammock?
I'm videotaping you setting up the tent.
Oh. Could have timed it.
I am timing
So
it.
we know how long it takes.
So far, you're at 4 minutes and 25 seconds.
4 minutes to set this thing up? Man. Time!
And he did it. 4 minutes and 30 seconds while I sat in the hammock and relaxed. We love this tent because it's a super easy tent to set up. It's color coded and it fits 2 people. Kind of tight, can't really put a lot of gear. You can put it underneath the fly, can't really put gear inside the tent. They have little cubbies that you can put a couple things like, you know, your phone or something like that. It's nice. It's about a 3-pound tent, which is really light. And we've used it a lot. It's been a great tent. And like Zach said, it only takes like less than 5 minutes to put up. Well, once you know how to put it up, I guess. So we're heading to go see the cabin that's in Pine Valley. This cabin belonged to Jack English, who was a carpenter. He bought this 5-acre plot of land by an auction. As a young boy, he spent a lot of his time hiking and camping in Pine Valley. When he was married and had his own son, Dennis, they also spent a lot of time camping in this area. In October of 1976, Jack came every weekend to work on building this cabin. Jack and his son hiked in all the supplies to build this, including Alaskan chainsaw mill. They also had donkeys and horses haul in the cement for the mortar and the foundation of the cabin. After his wife Mary died at the age of 78, he then moved to the cabin and lived there almost full time. In 2012, at the age of about 93, he made his last hike to Pine Valley. Jack died March 3rd, 2016. We're hiking along the ridge to the waterfall. It's a little sketchy. You're right along the edge, there's a cliff on one side. You're climbing over rocks and tree branches that have gone across the trail. And yeah, we'll see. So we made it to Pine Valley Falls. It was a hike. So it was 1.2 miles from where the cabin branch off is from Pine Valley, and you're scrambling over rocks, you're going around cliffs, you're going down like up and down things. It was hard. Yeah, it's a beautiful waterfall, but I don't know if I would do it again. There goes our friend Andy! Woohoo!
That was refreshing.
definitely recommend coming here.
How warm was it?
It's colder than our ocean, but feels good after a long hike.
We're now heading back to our campsite after we went to the waterfall so we can make a fire and start some dinner. Here is our gorgeous view from our campsite. We were really fortunate because we had the whole area to ourselves. We did not see one other person while we were there. And then a fire going. We're gonna make some dinner. First, we're gonna boil our water, then we add it to the freeze-dried food. We then had some hot chocolate and we went to bed. Good morning. So it's probably around 7 in the morning and the birds are starting to chirp. You could see the sun getting all bright now. It was a pretty good night, a little chilly. It was probably, I don't know, 40s or so. So it was definitely cold. My feet got cold. The rest of me was okay. It then got a little windy, probably around 5 in the morning, so it kind of woke me up. So now I am gonna get up and make some hot chocolate and pack up and get ready to go. And you can see Zach slept in the hammock.
It's morning.
From the campsite, we made it to the little crossroads, and now we have to conquer this hill. This is gonna be the brutalest part of the hike. Probably a couple 1,000 foot of elevation gain. Here we go.
So this is the start of the Pine Valley Trail. This trail is about 14.2 miles round trip if you go all the way to the waterfall and back. You gain about 3,241 feet elevation gain. Most of it is on the way back. So you do a couple hills down for 2,000 feet, and then you make it to the Pine Valley, and then on the way back, you get to go back up those 2,000 feet. So it's definitely a workout. This is not an easy hike. It definitely is challenging. It is a beautiful hike though. You have gorgeous views of the Ventana wilderness as you are walking. And right now, because it's springtime, you have gorgeous views of all the flowers too that are all blooming. It was great.
I definitely recommend checking out this hike if you're in the Ventana wilderness area. If you enjoy this video, please subscribe below to follow more of our adventures.